Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Test Open Map Pool Showcases. It's one for the finals. We are getting up there, right near the end. My name is Taikini. Joining me today is, of course, Freddy. Freddy, how you doing?
Doing fine myself. Just got back home after a lot of traffic and was in the middle of buying some food for myself. But hey, I made it back, and we're gonna get into it very soon, I assume, and it's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah. There we have another slight pool size increase. This is the final one. I think. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We. I was looking at the wrong pool. Yeah. So Hidden went from Hidden and Hard Rock both went from 2 maps to 3. That's our final pool size increase. So we have now in total 5 laser mods, 4 no mod, 3 hidden, 3 hard rock, 3 DT, and 1 tiebreaker. That will be for this round alongside the grand finals round. So yeah, biggest pool yet. We're gonna start off with a really fun custom no mod 1. Let's roll it.
I'm going.
That was Test Open's second original song, Phoenix by Aetheril. Super fun stuff. Custom map by Sing. Wonderful mapper who's been around many years now. Made a super fun, like, mech tech kind of aim map. Where you have the tech elements for sure. But a lot of it is focused on the aim. It is CS5, which is quite a difference to what people might expect in like a no mod aim slot. But still, again, super good time. It is so fun to play. Shoutouts to Sing for that, to Aetheril for the original song, and to Spoo for the background.
And yeah, looks pretty straightforward after you put in like even just one run or so. I think most players shouldn't be having too many troubles with this map when they pick it.
I think the hardest part of it is honestly the buzz sliders, and you get used to those very quick. But yeah, let's move right on ahead into our No Mod 2. That was right there the custom No Mod 2 Cyber Surge, also by Aethril, beat map by Creep Attack and Coco U. That one, you know, kind of fulfilling the super techy bit of the pool. No Mod 2 a bit weird this week. Also another background by Spoo, amazing test open designer doing I think everything for the custom songs. Amazing stuff. Shout out to the mappers as well. They made this map so fun. Absolutely great stuff.
Yeah, getting 2 songs and 2 backgrounds from the same people in those responsibilities, it's pretty nice to see. And also in the same pool as well.
Yeah.
And for this song in particular, for the mapping, gonna be really interesting to see who is able to like hit those cut streaks at such a high frequency of them.
Yeah, we were actually initially looking at this map for Hidden. This was considered for Hidden 3. But the cut stream section just, like, unfortunately isn't compatible with Hidden. But you know what? Every now and then, the alt tech and no mod kind of nice, and I think we found our own different balance around the rest of the pool. So really happy with how things went. Again, shout out to the mappers, shout outs to Aethril for both the songs, shout outs to Spoo for both the cover arts. Those are the 2 custom songs for finals. What's left is in grands. Yeah, let's move on into No Mod 3 now. Let's look at the rest of the regular pool. It's going to be Reviver. This map, a Corsace Open 2022 custom. This was for the qualifiers originally, although in my opinion, this might be a little hard for the pool it was originally made for, which is why it was moved up to the quarterfinals later. So we decided to put it here, 7.2 stars, rather than the 7 stars this map was originally made for.
Relatively speedy map coming in at 238, and like we can already see the long burst, or long streaks coming in addition to the bursts.
Yeah, I mean, there are some pretty long streams compared to what you'd expect for a No Mod speed map. I feel like a lot of No Mod speed maps are a 5-9 note burst. There are streams that they're like 13, 17. There's a 50 note stream in this map. So they're pretty long.
You gotta give the street players their win. Or you gotta give the speed players as well. Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is absolutely meant to be a huge test of speed. A lot of aim in this map as well. Although I know many a speed player who've told me that they like this map not despite its aim, but because of the aim. It adds an element that like people who aren't comfortable with speed are not going to be able to get over.
Must be thinking to themselves, finally, some challenge.
Maybe.
Speed players when they see a jump.
Yeah, I mapped I remember one of my favorite bits of mapping speed was putting square jumps in the tiebreaker for Solo Speed Showdown Grand Finals.
Oh my god.
Because I knew that would specifically mess with speed players. Yeah, the aim is a little hard. You get the angles like that. But this one, very straightforward with like sharp angles all the way through.
And yeah, if anyone is familiar with Sound Voltex, this was featured in their, I believe this is a song made for Vivid Wave, which was
yes,
their 2020
it is Vivid Wave.
edition.
Hence the diff name Tycoon is Vivid.
Oh,
yeah,
I see now.
But yeah, that's No Mod 3 speed pick. Let's move on into No Mod 4.
Thanks, TARDIS.
Reading. Yeah, thank you, TARDIS. And the Emerald Ages replay. So, a little bit of lore behind this one. This edit was actually uploaded for 5WC Grand Finals, which it wasn't that long ago. Enough that the edit wasn't deleted because it's just not graveyarded yet. Uploaded 21 days ago. Emerald Ages grinded for something to the tune of like 3 days, like non-stop, to get an FC replay, and he couldn't do it.
Oh.
Lo and behold, when we put it in the pool here, he's a little upset.
I still respect the dedication to that. Gotta give him points for the effort.
Yeah. I only kind of feel bad. But yeah, this is like really hard, like almost grid mapping kind of reading. There's a lot of these like perfect stack overlaps that are really, really tough. And again, we saw play of this in 5WC Grand Finals, which was a 7-star pool, but players and playtesters alike thought this might be a little bit hard, which is why we actually decided to put it in 7.2 here, because it felt like it might better balance around the pool. Obviously, with the Grand Finals pool, you're going to start overcooking things anyway. That's kind of just how Grand Finals ends up being in any tournament. So we felt like 7.2 is a really fair like place to put this AR 7.5 version of Isolation. Especially when you get to this section. This section is, I think these kinds of kick sliders, they appear a couple times throughout the map, but they are, in my opinion, the hardest patterns of the map.
Yeah, especially with how the placements of each slider will differ, along with the fact that some of the notes are just perfectly stacked on each other to give like that reading difficulty a bit of an increase.
Yeah, I think
it wasn't hard enough.
Finals, it was like the only place we saw Flute break. Like an absolute demon on this map. It was pretty incredible. Yeah. Again, shout out to Emerald Ages. He has put so much work into learning this map. I don't think this is the FC replay, but he.
Yeah, there are
a couple misses
already.
Yeah, he didn't get the FC in 5WC either. Sorry, Emerald.
Oh wait, that goes backwards on itself.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually I don't play Geometry Dash myself, but I know this has a lot of significance in the Geometry Dash community. I know the word focus is associated with this song quite heavily.
Oh my god.
Though I don't personally know the Geometry Dash level of this.
Yeah, same. But the way some of the streams like went back on themselves, that's also like a little bit of a challenge. But like a little less of a challenge than the Kicksliders in my opinion, but still one that you should watch out for nonetheless.
No, it's definitely difficult. Like it's hard to see, number one, but then it's like the only thing in this map that I would consider genuinely mechanically difficult. Because that kind of snap on a stream you don't see at 200 BPM often.
Yeah.
So in a reading map, it is really scary. But yeah, that's no mod 4. Let's go ahead and move on into Laser Mod 1. It's gonna be Deflate. As it would turn out, really good mod. So it's returning from the semifinals. Who the hell is an apple? I love this song.
Yeah.
I listen to this song all the time. Big fan.
I gotta take a listen to the song in that case.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I mean, it's Sheena Ringo on like a really chill beat. I like it.
Yeah, the starting CS is at 6.2, so compared to the previous Deflate maps that were put in, there's a little bit of a precision thing required for this.
I mean, should note that both Growth and Deflate will go. They end at the circle size that the map is set at. They don't start there. So this is CS 6.2 by the time the object is supposed to be hit. But that does not take away the hard precision element of this map. And I have been looking for a place to pull this map forever. You have no idea. Just for the song. I love this song. Seriously. Oh my god. Listen to this when I'm like out on walks. Oh my, I love Apple. But you know, this doesn't really fit in too many pools super well. So I'm happy to have found a place for it with Deflate. Not too much of a reading element to this. I really wanted to de-emphasize the reading here, just because there isn't as many playfield mods as there are reading mods currently. So with the playfield mods, we don't want to be too reading heavy, as we have 5 laser mod slots. So it really is just your ability to catch the shrinking circles on a precision map.
Yeah, we can see how it trips up the replayer as well. Shout out to Tony for the replay. Been one of the primary powerhouses in getting these out. Yeah.
Tony 2, unfortunately, he did not hear the swing beat to hit those notes. But yeah, the aim is also very, very difficult. AR8 was kind of interesting. I think it does affect Deflate in terms of when the objects appear, and so the shrinking is actually a bit slower, which in sections like this, which are actually pretty dense, actually really makes this map like start to feel kind of overwhelming. You have to be super comfortable with hitting CS 6.2 aim in order to keep up with this.
Yeah, it does make everything feel that much more awkward.
Yeah.
Especially when, like, it's already relatively high CS compared to the previous Deflate maps.
Yeah, originally, for a while, we were just trying to, like, wiggle them. They were like, growth 1 week, deflate the next, growth 1 week, deflate the next. And we put this in growth by accident. And people were, like, questioning, like, why is this here? It's like, oh, we meant to put this in deflate because it's precision. Oops, sorry. So growth next week, probably? I don't know. We haven't pulled next week yet, so we'll see. But you know, I would like to not do Deflate 3 weeks in a row if we can avoid it. But if there's a really good map, you know, can't do much about it. You know, good map over the like minor differences between the mods. Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of like there being 1 more week, and the fact that the laser mod is essentially locked into its full size. Only 5 maps to choose from. Better pick those laser mods. Nice. But yeah, that's the end of Laser Mod 1.
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on into Laser Mod 2. It's the return of No Scope. We saw this in the quarterfinals as Laser Mod won Hestia with a 20 times combo fade, similar to quarterfinal. Your cursor will be disappearing this time. It's not tech, it's flow aim. This was one of the earliest ideas that we had for the Laser Mod pool. I think if there is any single skill set that feels the most balanced on no-scope with both tablet and mouse, it is flow aim. And I think this map does a great job of not just being a no-mod 2, while also still having really challenging flow elements all throughout it. It feels really, really good to play this on no-scope. This is like my favorite map of this mod.
The part where there's like the long pauses before they have to get to the next part, that's gotta trip you up if you have enough combo to disappear your whole cursor.
It does. When Bones and I pooled this, we both did one play each, and we both missed right after the just over halfway through the map. Because it was such a long break, and even though we could see our cursor, the point between the break and the next object is still long enough to trip you up. I do want to note, in this Ki, there's those snaps right there. Those can be really, really tough on no-scope, and I think they provide a really good extra challenge. Here's the break. This is what I missed on. I think he missed the first object, and I missed the third object after the break.
Alright, let's see.
Yeah. Does Nope hit it? Oh, no! Almost. Yeah, I think this is exactly what we wanted no-scope for. It was a question of if we'd even include no-scope, but this map was the reason we decided to include no-scope, because I think this has a really, really good balance to it. It's difficult to read. It's still mechanically difficult to play, just because so many players have a natural sense of where their cursor is by this point, that you don't need to throw away the mechanics. But overall, it still feels really balanced and still really fun.
Also, I feel like this song has been like a couple of Super players just like first introduction to them.
Yeah, it was
overall just a familiar song in general. Could be something that they need for like the laser mod to balance out the wackiness of the laser mods.
You know what's BS about this song though? It doesn't appear in the Uma Musume anime.
Oh, that's rough, man.
What is wrong with this series, man? I was so, like, I heard the song and I watched all of Uma Musume, and I was like, oh man, I wonder when this will appear. I see Tokai Teo in the background, so I assume, you know, maybe it appears in Season 2, which is Tokai Teo's season. It doesn't appear in any of them. This song is just in the mobile game. What the hell? I like this song. Come on, man. She's too busy retiring, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, pulling this was a mistake in the side of our, like, time usage, because it did end up being us, like, talking for, like, 5 minutes, ignoring the pool about if Uma Musume will ever have a 4th season. So, oops. But yeah, that's Laser Mod 2 right there. Super flow and heavy. Thank you, Nope KJK, for the replay. Let's move on into Laser Mod 3, and this was the most questionable mod that we had approved beforehand. Freeze frame.
Oh no, this is gotta be.
We had decided that if freeze frame was going to be introduced at all, it was going to be this week, because it wasn't just going to be dropped on you in grand finals, because this map is really, really tough. Not this map, this mod. Sorry, this map is like 5.82 stars. So this is freeze frame. So what happens is at the start of a combo, every single object will appear. And yeah, the song, yeah, that was we were looking for laser mod. Yeah, we were looking for laser mod 4, and I just saw for a second. I was like, wait, can we go back to laser mod 3 real quick? I just had a genius idea, and I just say, everything will freeze. Freeze! Because we needed another speed map anyways, so this is what we ended up with, is everything will freeze. It's not super tough on the speed, but it's a present element. that keeps the density ever present with freeze frame. The patterning on this is very simple. The patterning on this is meant to be explicitly readable because this map is not. Or sorry, this mod is not. So as long as you can understand like that basic patterning, you should be able to read this, but it is still very, very tough.
Well, yeah, you can see there multiple times he misses like the whole first half of a pattern, and other times just barely recovers in time in order to get that note.
Yeah, I would have done the replay on this if I could tap, honestly. But I was like literally double tapping every burst while we pulled this.
I'm still trying to FC this. There's this one wiggle section at the end that's essentially like nothing, and I just keep whipping on it because I can't wiggle my mouse anymore.
I feel you there.
I have forgotten how.
I do want to point out a little oddity with this mod is that the reverse points on a slider actually appear at the normal time. I don't know if that's a bug or if that's intentional, but it is something to keep in mind because there are a couple reverse sliders in this map that you might not initially read as a reverse slider. So yeah, you gotta stay careful about that.
But yeah,
it shouldn't be that difficult mechanically. Again, this is 5 stars, 5.8. Like this is something that you'd pull in like a low seeded teams 5WC like tryouts. But that reading gets really tough with the density of 240 BPM. Especially those longer combo patterns. Like you saw right there, there was blue all across the screen. Like we're playing bubbles again.
That part right there has tripped me up on a couple runs, but I got it down. But that small wiggle thing's coming out. Or is it even a wiggle? That part right there. I somehow trip up on it because I don't move my mouse right and left fast enough.
Damn. I love those patterns. I'm an aim control player. I should love those patterns. they are the lifeblood of my gameplay.
I like it as well, it's just that I really need to get better at hitting those.
Yeah. But yeah, everything will freeze. Thank you, Zasapak, for the replay. Let's move on into Laser Mod 4. It is another Night Core map, which means it's another Transform map, baby.
Hey.
We're back. This was first seen in the quarterfinals Laser Mod 3, where we pulled Angel of Darkness, and I feel like players got kind of got to see the reading part of Transform really well. So we want to pull Thunder. This is a lot harder mechanically. The trade-off is that there's not as many patterns that are super hard to read. So this kind of acts as somewhat between like aim mechanics map and still like the transform reading you should be used to, especially in the later parts of the map.
This song, or this map, I don't know if it's ever been used like before. Actually, no, I know there was one time where it was used in Round Table for their tandem tourney. I don't remember if like it was at that moment where like it was Saito holding like a Subway drink or sandwich. It was fun as hell.
Yeah,
this
map has 18 uses on Elite Bot, so it could be that. I don't know. I'm not the one who checks the usage.
I still remember that line. It was all like, I don't remember the name of the team that Saito's team was facing off against, but they're all like, that team's holding on to combo, whereas Team Plasma Gunners is holding on to a sandwich.
What a banger. What a great clip from Round Table. I really like that one. Yeah, I don't know what attracts us to Night Core whenever we pull silly maps, like, or silly mods, but we're here again with Night Core and Transform. It's consistent, I guess.
Honestly, the map just looks really fun to play, I'm not gonna lie.
It is really fun to play. I really enjoyed this. That said, I enjoyed Angel of Darkness too, so maybe I'm just different. Maybe I just like laser mods. Maybe that's why I pull here.
Oh, that's brutal.
I hit those, by the way. I hit those. On him.
Nice.
I would love to see the star rating calculator change for Transform. I would love to see it freak out. Because how do you even calculate the movement of the objects like that? It's so weird. But yeah, that's the map. Thank you, Tony2, for the replay. Let's move on into our final Laser Mod 5. We have played with Wiggle a couple times now. I think it's a really good mod. And it's going to continue here. Last week's Wiggle was kind of a tapping-focused, like, flow aim, finger control. A little bit of everything. And this one we wanted, like, to kind of hone in on a vision a little more. Where we've had Wiggle in the past, you know, we've had Wiggle, like, alt flow aim. Then we had, more Wiggle alt with a little more of an aim control to it. Then we had Wiggle not alt at all, kind of standing in for Noma 2. This time we're back to Wiggle alt with, everything you'd want from an alt map. I think a lot of people know Keshin. This has the second most usage out of any other map in the pool, and that's because it's a reliable map that people know with a completely new twist with Wiggle.
Yeah, I pulled this map as a No Mod 3 before in my university's land, so I am one of those 710 users.
Yeah. I mean, it just works, right? Like, it's a great map. Delos is a really, really good mapper.
Absolutely.
And I think it's because he's a better player that he kind of understands how to map ult like, better than anyone else in that sort of group of mappers that are around Delos. I mean, I don't even need to mention the other alt maps he's made. Everybody just like, Kimi doesn't know. But yeah, I just think this map is awesome. The 1-6 is kind of evil.
Yeah. What else? And like going back to like what you said about player skill, like Delos was on the 2020 Japan team for the World Cup that got top 4 for a reason.
Yeah, that was really cool to me as like a newer mapper. Like, oh my gosh, that's the guy who maps. He's good.
No, but like still, that match they had against Brazil, where they came down from being 1-6, it was all like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Excuse my language, but like that was so nice, or nuts to see. Especially when the tiebreaker itself came down to like 50k point difference.
Yeah. No, I like Delos a lot as a player. Anyone who's talked to me knows I'm not like crazy about his maps, but I still really, really respect Delos maps, and I think that this map specifically is really, really fun. Maybe just because it fits closer to my skill set than anything else he's mapped. But yeah, this map is great. It was literally I was like I was playing this to warm up my Wiggle so that we could actually pull this, and Edbo's just looked at it like, wait. I was like, okay, wait, no, you play this now. You tell me how you feel about it, because I'm so down to put this in if you think this is good. Yeah, 160 BPM, higher BPM alt map, which makes sense, you know, we're getting the harder pools. We need the higher BPM, and alongside the Wiggle, that's pretty tough. Like, any of the other alt maps we've pooled have been really, really low BPM on purpose. Sister's Noise was 144, and Deja Vu, apparently it's 154. I thought that was, like, under 150, but apparently not. But yeah, we've been avoiding 160 until now. Yeah, that's the map. Thank you, Tony2, for the replay. Let's move on into Hidden One. We've had a pretty significant lack of aim so far. We had Phoenix, which was aim and tech. We had Thunder, but that's not really like 7.2 aim. So this is standing in as a huge aim map right here. SML mapped by Amamiya and Enon. Amamiya, also known as Rihanna, not to be confused with Amamiya Kokoro. 200 BPM, super dense, awkward aim.
Yeah, the way it started off the bat with those 1/3s, but it was still relatively calm, and then you already get like small clips of that awkward aim with the wide angles.
Yeah. This is AR 9.6, which is like not ideal. My justification for it was that the the patterns are like pattern aiming enough and awkward enough that the AR doesn't actually play too much of a factor. This was not meant to be like the density pick. So hopefully it's not like too much of a bother. And again, there's 3 hidden slots. There's other places where we can put high density. And we really just want to focus on the
shapes or polygonal patterns around the map.
That's Korean mapping for you. They love their shapes. I don't know, like in the olden days, it was like Russian mapping is the mapping you go to when you want shapes of patterns. Nowadays, I don't know what happened with like daily care. I want to say that daily care was the inflection point that started the current trend of Korean mapping, which is all about awkward aim, pattern aim, or even rushing mapping doesn't really go this far. Like you think of like Kami no Kotoba was really the last of its kind in terms of pattern aim before that just kind of switched countries for some reason.
I remember it did take me a while to warm up onto daily care. Granted, I encountered his maps in my first year of play. So around that time, I was like maybe 150k in rank, so wasn't really enough to appreciate them.
Yeah.
For like any map, so. But yeah. Good.
Anyone who knows me as a mapper probably knew that at some point I was gonna pull one of these. Cause like, if we're talking my favorite country in terms of mapping, it's between South Korea and China. I'm kind of a big fan of the Asian countries when it comes to mapping. I don't know why, but that's just what's appealed to me. Like my favorite mapper is Hollow Wings, followed by like Ryusei Aikuji. And I love a lot of the Korean mappers. There's an appeal there. I don't know what it is.
Personal preferences don't always need justification. There's many times where I've had those moments where I just enjoy something because I'm like, I don't know, I just like it. I can't explain it, and then someone tries to get me to like rationalize it. They're trying to pop some, like, suggest some reasons why, and I'm like, no, I just don't know. It's just a feeling.
Yeah, I don't know. It's literally like that. It's just like, yeah, these kinds of maps have always appealed to me. I don't know why, and I just like that. Sorry, like, I guess French mapping. I know France has a pretty big, unique mapping scene. There's a lot of countries that, like, don't have, like, a mapping style. Like, the United States doesn't have a mapping style, because most English-speaking countries don't. I guess you could say Australian mapping is a thing, but that's kind of mean, because the implication there is that all Australians only map aim. And, like Grand Senpai aim, not, like, good aim. So it's a bit mean to say that someone's an Australian mapper.
Oh my god.
But like countries that don't speak English often do have a mapping style. Like France, Russia, South Korea, China, like these have mapping styles. I've literally said before, I've like looked at an American's map and I said this map speaks Tagalog. And as soon as I said that, I went and I checked his Twitter. He's Filipino American. I was right.
Oh my god.
It is a thing, and I can't explain it. But if you can speak a language other than English, because of other people who don't speak English that map in a certain way, your style is influenced. And it's like, it's a thing you can see. Especially with Korean mapping where it's like visually obvious, but like it's a whole thing.
Oh my god. Like you talking about how like American mapping doesn't have a distinct style, it reminds me of just how like Americans themselves have like various nationalities and ethnicities they were originally part of, and it's not exactly like a melting pot in a sense. It's more of like a cultural salad that Canada uses the concept of. But anyway, yeah. Pretty interesting.
Okay. All the mapping talk aside, that's Hidden 1. Thank you, Tony T, for the replay. We love our 8 maps, our 8 players. Let's move on to the Hidden 2, Caramel Dancing!
Oh my gosh.
We get a little silly here.
I think this was used also in Roundtable. That's the only reason why I have this on my computer since day 1.
Interesting. I don't remember this being in Roundtable at all, but I'll trust it.
I'll have to double check. I think it was like one of the hiddens in either the Battle Royale or like an early stage.
Well, yeah. Caramel Dancing, Ryu remix, basically it's Caramel Dancing, but with like extra synths and also sometimes sounds like you're playing a Sound Voltex chart.
Oh, absolutely.
180 BPM. This is super aim-centric, and that's because of the laser mod pool. Laser mod kind of does this weird thing where we don't really need to pull something as rating heavy and Hidden 2. There's also the fact that we have a reading no mod map this week in Labyrinth, or Isolation, sorry. So it just ends up being like Hidden 2 did not need to be reading heavy. So we went with something a little aimier, a little just song choice kind of map.
Oh yeah, okay. I did find it. It was a Hidden 2 in the finals pool for
Interesting. Okay.
Roundtable 2. That's why
Finals?
I had it on my computer. I wouldn't have downloaded this otherwise because I would have thought to myself, I'm not too familiar with AJT's style. Like, I know he's been mapping for like years on end, but I rarely play his maps, mainly because I just rarely download maps in general, but I have come around to like enjoy this when I like started playing this. I was like, I barely have any maps. Might as well start playing whatever I have, clear out my inventory, and I'm like, yeah, this is probably one of my favorite maps so far.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. Yeah, okay. The star rating there is really weird. I personally think this is 7.2. I imagine the reason it was pooled alongside Millennia in the same pool is just because of the roundtable being a LAN that you don't have as much time to practice. Because this is not like roundtable finals difficulty. This does not go with Sermon and Millennia, in my opinion. Yeah. It's super aim heavy. This shouldn't take like any practice at all to kind of understand. And also, a little bit of usage. 120 uses on Elite Bot.
Wait, I never realized how relatively common this was as a pick in a pool. Oh my goodness.
Dude, 120 for a Hidden 2? Like, that's actually kind of crazy low.
Honestly, when you talked about the Sound Voltex stuff, I remember checking whether or not this was on any of the emulators of Sound Voltex, and I don't think it is when I look at the song directory.
Interesting, okay. Yeah, because like the beginning totally sounded like a Sound Voltex like channel when you turn one of the knobs.
Yeah.
So that's interesting to me.
Yeah,
I mean, I get it, because it's just based off of actual DJ equipment, but that's the first thing that my brain points to when it comes to like Japanese producers and hearing that like channel sound. It's like, okay, Sound Voltex lol. Like when before like QA was more strict with the NAT, and they kind of just let like recordings of the Sound Voltex versions of songs go through, so you have like brain power with all the Sound Voltex like hit sounds.
Oh,
like,
that was honestly pretty fun to like hear.
Yeah. Like, this is clearly just Sound Voltex, but with the regular keys just edited out. Like, come on, man. Brain power does not sound like this.
Like, what is it? I remember that was also one of my gripes with a couple Sound Voltex charts, where they use the Sound Voltex effects to also overchart their songs, and it always irked me because my friends were all like, dude, I'm literally tapping nothing if it weren't for the fact that they decided to be like this sound effect from the Sound Voltex part.
It's annoying. Anyways, yeah, Hidden 2, 4 minutes, 15 seconds, by the way. Shoutouts to Emerald Ages for the replay. Let's go ahead and move on into Hidden 3. With a whole 3 usage, actually, so that's kind of nice. Oh, Hidden 3 uses. This one, Oborozuki, you might have noticed, didn't have a stream map at the no mod pool. It went here instead, because we didn't end up putting what our no mod 2 is into the hidden pool. This ended up taking its place as hidden flow aim, while also being like a no mod 2 like stand-in, I guess is what people would call it. 192 BPM streams for 2 minutes. This is meant to balance out the hidden pool and like significantly, by the way.
Yeah, following up the 2 longest pickable maps with the shortest pickable map, that's actually the law of exchange.
I think a lot of hidden players in tournament are used to like seeing like 160 flow in. even towards the late stage, people decided like 190 flow aim is something that you don't see too often, and there are reasons for that. But here it kind of just worked. 9.2 AR isn't too much, but it is enough to make these really space patterns feel really tough to hit if you're not super comfortable on hitting. And again, the length is super short, so you shouldn't feel like this map drags on too long.
And while there is still susceptibility to chain missing because of like the reading streams, the increased difficulty of reading streams with hidden, and combined with the flow aim aspect of hidden flow aim in general. The changes to nut lock should alleviate some chain misses, obviously not all, but less than it would have been unstable, like always.
Yeah. No, that's so nice. You don't have to worry about note lock. Oh, it's beautiful. Only 9.2 means you shouldn't really be note looking anyways, but like,
yeah.
it's nice. It's so nice. You don't have to give it a second thought. Can pull a no mod 2 and hit in 3, and it'll be fine, surely. Yeah, that'll start us for the replay. That is hit in 3. Let's move on into Hard Rock 1.
This sounds familiar.
Yep. Indeed it is. I was actually looking at this song for one of the laser mod slots. And we just ended up going like, wait, why don't we just put this in Hard Rock? Like, we're missing a low BPM aim map anyways. Let's just go ahead and throw this in. This is 193, so it's not terribly low BPM. That's kind of the problem when you get to this star rating, is you can't... 180 aim maps that aren't, like, terribly overused, they're so hard to find. Or terribly overused, or 4 maps, I should say. So this kind of goes in, have it below 200 aim map. And I like it a lot. CS 5.2, AR 10, all the standard Hard Rock stuff.
Yeah, based on like how the star was, it does appear as straightforward as it gets.
Yeah. Quite a few bursts in this map. So, you know, make sure you hit those, but they're not, like, terribly high spacing, really. This is like the Shrelia set has some demon bursts in terms of spacing. But this one is not very hard at all in that sense.
I'm gonna be honest, I never watched this anime. How good is it?
So it's overrated, but it's still really good. Like it's not anime of the year. Like let's be clear, this was not anime of the year.
I see.
Even for a moe anime, this got so gapped by Yamano Susume next summon. I'll speak my piece. But this was still like a good. It's really funny. I really enjoyed the comedy in this anime, and I think it has some interesting characters. Like I'd say it's worth a watch. Characters are good. The music in the later half is good. I wasn't huge about the music in the beginning, but as the show goes on, it gets really good.
Oh my gosh. I got too focused on what chat was saying.
Listen, I'll stand by it. Yamano Susume Next Summit is one of the best anime I've ever watched. I'm not saying that you should watch Yamano Susume because, oh my god, it's a huge commitment to get to the part where it gets good, but oh my god, it gets so good, dude.
Well, keep it in mind, like, if I had to say, I don't watch anime too much in general, but
Yeah.
I do plan on, like, I have a couple friends that are saying that they also haven't, and they want to, like, binge one anime in, like, one night at one point.
Yeah, do Bochi. It's honestly really good. If you don't watch that much anime, I have a friend, one of my IRL friends, Jack. He was just like, you guys are talking about anime all the time. I just want to watch one with you guys, like one of the animes that you guys would watch. He's like a big JoJo guy, and that's about it. And we were just like, all right, sit down. You're watching Mochi the Rock with all this moe heads, and he really liked it. It's definitely an anime for people who don't watch anime that much, even.
I wonder if there's like some relatable aspect with Mochi.
I would say she's not as relatable as people say she is, but my favorite character in the show, Leo, she's so relatable. She's literally me. I don't care.
I'll keep an eye out.
No, there's a lot of really well written characters in Bochi, but yeah, that's the map. I'm not gonna talk too long about the anime. Let's go ahead and move on into Hard Rock 2. Chloe, mapped by Devious Panda. This one actually really interesting. There's like a tiny bit of a tech element to this map almost. At 176 BPM. CS 7.3. Oops.
Oh goodness.
This is not CS5. This is in fact CS 5.6. There was a 5.3 diff on this set, and I thought about it, but I personally like the CS 7.3 here. I think it ties in to make a really good actual precision test rather than just here's your basic 6.5. And it also goes nicely so we don't have like 6.2 and 6.5 in the same pool where it's like really cramped in terms of the actual like precision CSs. I think it helps this map stand out a lot more.
Yeah, especially with some of these cuts and then like the increase in spacing at the end of some of the streams. Oh, and that one is just barely spaced in general.
That one's huge.
Oh, what? The song's only an arcade exclusive?
BPM. Really? Damn.
Yeah, I wanted to sample Voltex Directory. There's only 3 diffs as well. Oh my god. And they're both like outside of like my current peak skill range. The advanced is too easy and the exhaust is too hard.
Unfortunate. Nice little vibe though. I like this song a lot.
Yeah, same. DJ Totoria, they're always a pleasure to listen to every now and then.
Yeah. I don't know if you'd specifically call this like artcore, but it's like getting close to that, and I like that a lot.
I can see some of it, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, also pretty short. You know, kind of had to balance out into the long hidden pool.
Of course.
Shoutouts to Tony 2 for the replay. Let's move on into Hard Rock 3. Every tournament must have a memory of Sunrise because there's 20 of them. And I'm not exaggerating, there is.
329? Jesus!
329 uses. And like, a lot of that is me, I can't lie. I like this map a lot. If we're talking Korean mapping, let's talk about the most nationalized mapping there could be. Osu B Mapping World Championship, rest in peace. Not really, I didn't ever like OBWC in the first place, but it is bad. This is an entry to OBWC, I want to say 2021. This is Team South Korea's entry, and they went crazy on the hit sounding, as you can tell. There is a lot of entries to this contest that a lot of people use. You know, there's United States, Canada, the French one we use in IWC, but this is my personal favorite, the Korean entry. And I had to pull up the list of mappers here because there's like 7 on each side. Oh, actually no, I don't have the list of mappers. Never mind. All I know is that Halia mapped this part of it, but I don't know which part's Halia mapped. I just know it's not my favorite part.
These hit sounds go so crazy.
Yeah, my favorite are the animal hit sounds. And those are from the megaman.exe map of Air, best map ever created. That's the fifth name. That just is filled with animal hit sounds. Yeah, the 1/3 section is kind of tough. And of course the ayaya hit sounds.
Oh my god.
If anyone remembers this OBWC, they'll remember how mad the judges got it, like every entry because of the hit sounding. There was one of the judges on this contest who just absolutely hated when people had fun hit sounding. So like maps like this and the United States entry, they got in such big trouble for it. It was crazy. But yeah, that's the map. Super short. Thank you, Tony2, for the replay. Let's move on into DT1. This is the most Taikani Ed Bones song pick ever, because both of us love Gochi-Yusa. It's Daydream Cafe, map by Sumugi P. The speed here is 1.65. So you're looking at something pretty fast, 248 BPM. This is kind of meant to balance out that Hidden 1 is 200 BPM this week. Again, not very dense. So this kind of stands in for that. You are looking at a standard AR 10.3 though.
I've only ever come across highlights of Gochi-Yusa, so I never actually watch.
It's a funny show. It's a good comedy.
Yeah, I do hear that's really good by all my friends, so I should buckle down, but the problem, like, I don't know, what is it? It's like some lack of dedication or commitment to, like, watching anime for some reason. I don't know why.
That's so fair. No, I totally get it, because I've watched 2 whole episodes of Free Rin in the month that it's been out. Well, if I watch anime, it's generally because I'm watching it with somebody else. Like, that's the main thing that gets me to watch anime nowadays. It's so hard for me to watch anime alone. Again, that's why I've only watched 2 episodes of Free Rin.
I see. Like, yeah, I do remember, like, there were a couple times, like, with your friend, like, I see with your friend group, you state, like, a time to, like, watch, like, Uma Musume, or even the Blue Archive anime when it, like, the day of release.
We're actually behind on Blue Archive right now.
Goodness.
We need to get back to that. We're 2 episodes behind now, and it's entirely my fault.
I only watched that one episode with you guys.
You were there! Oh my gosh, you were!
I stumbled into episode 2 with you, like, with you guys, and I was all like, oh, okay.
And our jokes were like very like we've been playing this game for too long and way too in to like joking to the point that you could have. It was really funny. Like I was conscious that you had no idea that what we were talking about the entire time, and that was really funny to me.
Yeah, what was it? I never played Blue Archive. All I just do is see a bunch of art reposted on my timeline by 3 or 4 different people, and I'm just all like...
That's the experience, honestly.
Like, art was how I got dragged into Azure Lane as well. Like, a friend of mine just shared it to me over Facebook Messenger. I was like, okay, I'm convinced.
Yeah, aside from Blue Archive, that's the map. Super simple DT1. Pretty straightforward, pretty bursty. Because we wanted speed. Let's move on into DT2. Speaking of speed, Paranoia. Edbones was so mad when this map was put in OWC. Because he was like, no, Chiv knew. Chiv, like, stole this from me. He has wanted to pull this map since, like, around this time last year. He's been trying, and I usually reject him in every tournament. For one reason or another. Usually it's just difficulty balance. This time, Paranoia is in here at 1.45 speed. Not too much of a difference, but it's 218 BPM, which a little bit of a difference. That 7 BPM difference from what this map normally is on DT does matter quite a bit when you're talking about, like, finger control stamina kind of deal.
Oh, I remember this map. This map was pretty close in the match between, or fairly close between Canada and the US, but then the US double 600, or triple 600K, whereas the other team had 2 FCs, so it was like...
Oh, Canada's so silly.
Yeah, as Canada was able to clutch out at the very end. That was pretty cool to see from them. Dude, I still can't get over it because, like, how happy Xylus was at the very end of that match.
I mean, he should have been.
It wasn't this map in particular, but it was a different map that they had to play in order to close it out. But the sentiment's still there. I don't know why.
It was this map actually.
Like this map. What was it?
It was quarterfinals DP2 for OWBC 2023.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure I didn't have like things mixed up. Okay.
Yeah, shout out to Belladonna for the replay, by the way.
Oh, absolutely.
Always so nice for getting the speed done.
believe Belladonna was trying out for 3 digital World Cup. I remember, I think I was helping out with the lobbies. I don't remember if they were playing There was an additional runoff lobby, but I don't remember if Belladonna was in it. I have to double check. But,
yeah, I mean, they're a very good player, so it makes sense. Been seeing a lot of them in tournaments recently. Always nice to see.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, nearing the end of the map. That's kind of meant to be the last of the speed picks. You know, we have Everything Will Freeze, we have Reviver, we have Daydream Cafe to a degree, and finally Paranoia to close out the speed picks. That's DT2. Let's go ahead and move on into DT3, and this was the first map that I put in the pool because I love Hollow Wings, and nobody can stop me. The Grimoire of Alice. This one was actually meant for last week. So last week I tried my hardest not to allude to it because I had a feeling that we'd probably just end up putting this map elsewhere. I wanted to put this in Bubbles, because there's this quirky little thing you might have noticed where every time there's a clap, there's a circle in the center of the screen, which is really, really funny on Bubbles. And we were both chill with it. We were going to put it in, and then we both forgot and ended up putting Telepatia without ever thinking of Grimoire of Alice. Like, even though we had both given our, like, yes for this map, we just forgot. So, we've given this map the redemption arc it so deserves by putting it in DT at 1.2 speed this week, creating for a 170 BPM, really hard aim control alt map. You see here with the wiggles in these key eye sections, they can be very, very difficult.
Yeah, every down beat or like even beat, almost all the time you're gonna see that one circle in the dead center of the map, and the way the gimmick was mapped around, it's just really, really good.
It's super, super cool. I'm a very, very big fan of this map. Like, I mean, this is at a time where concept mapping is kind of at an all-time high, and mostly because of Hollow Wings, where she is, like, really, really innovating on different map ideas, you know, creating what would be, even without their gimmicks, really cool maps, but then just adding these really interesting gimmicks on top of them. This one's always cool, because, like, so many playfield gimmicks are like, I'm just going to only put objects on like these 5 spaces, or I'm not going to use this specific part of the screen, and it's like, those are so boring. Have a real playfield gimmick. Put an object in the center of the screen repeatedly just to mess with the players. Come on, man.
Center of the screen, you say something fall in the dark.
Yeah. We talked about it a little bit after the showcase as it ended, but if Repel existed, Fall in the Dark might have been an option if we could find a way to balance around the length, because Fall in the Dark Max Strength Repel is such a funny thing to try and play.
and like the thing about Repel is that it's always dependent on where your cursor is, so you're never going to have a consistent playthrough every single time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There'll always be like those subtle micro differences that will throw off your aim, may throw off your aim the next time you play it. But
yeah, it's funny.
Grimoire of
yeah.
Alice.
Almost. It was like a little bit. There we go. That's Grimoire of Alice.
Yeah.
That's the 22 for the replay. That's the DT3. And that is the main pool. Just one map left. It is, of course, the tiebreaker. Go ahead and move on into it here. Usao Ultimate Hyper Mega Mix, mapped by Relazy and Alhaik. A fair amount of players know this. It's 70 usages. Or it's, 70 usage, which for a tiebreaker is actually surprisingly low. And I think the reason that people don't use this map as much is just because like it's a compilation of songs. But like it's Usao, so they all sound the same anyway, so it all just sounds like one song.
Oh, I was also thinking it's because they're more familiar with the others set by Nathan.
That is true.
129k plays versus 861k across both difficulties.
Yeah. I mean, it's just it becomes a preference of, do you prefer the boomer mappers, or do you prefer the French mappers? Which set, Western man? Yeah. I mean, it's pretty standard tech. A couple mechanical elements throughout the map, but most of what you're going to be looking at is light tech. God, nobody said light tech since Miles introduced to the world mech tech.
Oh, there's key sound.
There is? Huh. I must have had hit sounds muted when I tested this then. Interesting. I did not know that.
It was like that one.
I'm a bit of a key sound hater. I've been radicalized against key sounds in the past couple of years. So I would have been so mad to hear those.
Like there was that one, like in the previous song, there was that one thing that you hear every, like one piano note you hear whenever they hit the note on every every measure. So
yeah. Oh, do you not know the name of the song? You don't know Ultimate Miracle Sympho? I love Ultimate Miracle Sympho. Yeah, this map also does have a storyboard that just kind of says what song it is, and it just has this background like flashing sometimes.
yeah, if I hear the key sounds.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
An occasional like piano note in the night sky section. Yeah. It's funny, like I think my favorite song, one of my favorite songs from Usao when I first heard them was like Miracle Sympho X. But I never played it on 2DX, so I was like, shit, I might have missed out.
Yeah, I've never played Miracle Sympho outside of Osu, but I love it. Like that was my introduction, not just to Usao, but kind of to like Japanese rhythm game music as a whole. It was because I just liked Asphyxia maps, and I saw Miracle Sympho, and I was like, wow, this is sick. And not much has changed. I still like Asphyxia maps, I still think Miracle Sympho is sick. So, I'm the same person I was in 2017, I think.
Oh wait, these hit sounds going a little ahead, yeah.
Yeah, holy, I definitely had hit sounds muted when I played this map. Yeah. It's so crunchy. It's like when you hit like a wall in like NES Mario.
Okay, boss rush I always have bad memories of because I can never hit the slowdown correctly in DDR, and it just always screws me over so much. I need an FC on that map so bad in DDR.
Good luck, brother. DDR is the one game that I like just cannot play. I am so bad. Don't ever ask me to leg rhythm game. It's not for me.
I've gone into Step Maniacs actually, which is a 5-panel dance or 5-panel like dance game. It's basically you combine Pump It Up's center panel with the 4 main directions from the DDR panel, and
interesting.
Yeah. And also like keeps the freestyly aspects of like that Step Mania. The Step Mania and Pump It Up communities promote more versus DDR being more like mechanically intensive. But yeah.
I think we're near the end of the song. I wanna say. Shout out to Tony T for the replay, by the way. He did a lot this week.
Always love. Gotta give love to our replayers.
Yeah.
And then the outro using, what is it? Night Sky and Miracle Sympho X.
Just the two like really heavy sample flip songs, of course. Yeah, no, this compilation's sick. I like this mix of songs a lot. It's very like cohesive. Reminds me of Usao did the Waka Mega Mix as well, alongside Kovario. Oh, dude, it's so smooth. It's incredible.
I love it so much.
But yeah, that's the pool. Our second to last. Just one pool left to go, and hopefully we pull that soon, and we don't forget. We've been a little silly. We've been yelled at a little for pooling on Fridays when we're supposed to be pooling on Mondays. But yeah, that is the finals pool. Especially enjoy the 2 original songs by Eighth Rule from this week, Phoenix and Cyber Surge, mapped by Sing, and then Creep Attack and Kokoyu respectively. That's it. That's gonna be it for us.
Enjoy. See you all this weekend.